Welcome to the Find Your 5 snippet training video. In this video, we're going to cover how to find the top 5 content authoring accessibility problems with your website using the Acquia Optimize tool. This will help you focus in on the content authoring related problems on your site that will have the biggest impact on improving your score and, more importantly, improving accessibility on your site. So the first step, of course, is to log into the Acquia Optimize tool. If you don't have access to the tool, please see the accessibility handbook and open up a ticket with the ADOA Support Service Center to gain access to the tool. Once logged into the tool, you'll land on the dashboard for your website, and you'll want to click on the accessibility icon to get to the accessibility dashboard. There's a lot of other tools available within Optimize, but we're going to focus today on the accessibility one. So right there in the top middle, we'll click on the accessibility menu item to bring us to that dashboard. And this gives us a high-level overview of the WCAG 2.2 issues and compliance with WCAG 2.2 for this website. And you'll see over here for this particular site, there's an overall compliance score of 62.02%. There are 80 failing accessibility checks with 331 pages failing. Not all of these, of course, are failing issues. They actually can be broken down into both level A compliance, where we have 68 checks that are not passing, or 68 checks that passed. The remainder of the 121 checks did not pass. And then under level AA compliance, there are 7 of 34 checks that passed. So 27 that did not pass. So the issues here are the ones that need to be fixed. And those can be either errors, warnings, or items that need to be reviewed. And so you'll see in the case of our level A compliance checks, the vast majority of the checks that need to be fixed are actually items that need to be reviewed. These may or may not be errors. But the first thing we want to do is find out what those checks are so that we can prioritize our work. So we recommend always starting with the level A compliance issues first. And once those have been resolved, you can move on to the level AA items. The process is the same. So with level A compliance, we're going to click on the number of items that need to be fixed, the blue 53 here. And that's going to bring us to our accessibility checklist. And it's already been filtered down for just our level A issues. And you can see I've moved over on my left-hand menu down to the checklist page. These are all the level A checks that the Moncito Optimize tool reviews and that have potential failing items. So what we're going to do next is we're going to filter the responsibility down to just the content authoring types. And we'll click the little funnel icon at the top of the table there, and we'll select the responsibility filter. And then we want to select the content authoring filter. Again, we recommend starting with the content authoring issue types before moving on to items in the visual design, user experience design, or front-end development. Content authoring tends to be the most universal area where as many people as possible can help review and correct issues. Now that we've filtered down our list of level A accessibility checks to just those in the content authoring realm, we have a list of all the potential failing checks, the number of pages, and whether or not we are in compliance with it. These are sorted here. These are not sorted here. They're what you'll want to do is look at each of the text or each of the checks and identify which ones have your lowest compliance score with the most number of pages that it's impacting. So for example, our first score here is link text is meaningful when read out of context. There are 331 pages on this site that need this review item, and that's why there's the little eye icon at the beginning of it. Those 331 pages need to be reviewed, and all links on there checked to make sure they're meaningful when read out of context. And right now, because those haven't been reviewed, the site's only at 4.34% compliance with this check. So that's one check that we definitely want to be able to take action on. The next check down, that all data table summaries contain text, you'll see with this issue, it's only 185 pages that have tables on them. And overall, we're at about 46%, 47% compliance with that check. If we're looking to find our top 5 issues, we're probably going to be identifying all the ones with the lowest compliance and the highest number of pages. Once we've identified those 5, and on your site, it may be more than 5 that have those exceptionally low compliance scores. So what I would recommend is, first, read up on each of these 5, determine which ones you feel are most important to tackle first on your website. To do that, there's 2 options you can do. One, you can click the little graduation cap icon to access the help article specifically related to that accessibility check. So in this case, for link text is meaningful out of context, it will bring you to this Acquia Optimize page that describes what the check is, explains why it's important, walks through examples of where the check might be failing or passing, explains how to check the item, and then most importantly, how to fix the item. These help desk articles also have a lot of additional resources, including the WCAG success criteria, various related articles, tools, tips, tricks, etc. So I highly recommend reading up on each particular item. And as you're going through determining if you have more than 5 content checks initially, that may be a good way to determine which of the 5 you're going to prioritize, is which of the ones are easiest for your content authors and your accessibility team to address first. The other way of finding additional information besides visiting the Help Center is to simply copy that WCAG success criteria number and do a Google search using the WCAG initials, success criteria, and then that number. And you'll see a lot of information and resources come up from some really good resources, including the W3C organization, Digital Ally, and a lot of others. And you'll also get a ton of different videos on each of these to help better understand the context of the success criteria, the reasons it failed, and how to do it the right way. So in this case, Google is very much going to be your friend to help you better understand how to fix each of those issues as well. So that's it. It's as simple as logging into Moncito, visiting the accessibility checklist, filtering down by content authoring, and then finding the top 5 issues that your agency is going to work on first that have the lowest compliance and the highest number of pages. Once those issues are fixed, you'll start to see your accessibility score climb. Hope this was helpful. For any questions, please refer to the website Accessibility Handbook.